Welcome everybody to this very special workshop about how to increase your YouTube views with a very special guest today. And I'm going to hand it off to Lena to introduce our special guest.
Hello, everyone. Today we have with us Spesh Zatu. He increased his following over the past year by 35,000 YouTube followers. So he's just going to share a little bit about some of his strategies and then also be here to answer any questions you may have about YouTube's and how you can use it to increase your brand. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, and thank you for having me. Hello to everyone live with us currently. I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity to actually present to you guys. Let's have fun. And let's learn something. So I go by the name of Bundu Siphelele Zatu. I come from South Africa, in a small town called King Williamstown. I then later on went to Johannesburg, which is like our capital town or capital city there, to pursue entertainment. So while pursuing this dream, the pandemic happened, and then I was forced to come up with other innovative ways to pursue this entertainment dream. So I turned to YouTube because everyone was on their phones, everyone was on the internet, so it just felt right at the time. And it's pretty much easy to actually start YouTube. So I started YouTube during early March 2020, and then I've managed to gain 38,500 subscribers actually, and it's been relatively a challenge, but like I've learned through these challenges and obstacles, but it's been really interesting, really learning curve for me. So how I got to these subscribers, how I got to these viewerships is my YouTube channel, sorry, by the way, is Reasons TV. So how I got to these subscribers and this viewership is that I went by 4 main headings that we're going to go through now, which is consistency in terms of posting dates, importance of collaborations, importance of community posts, and content quality. I feel there's a couple of more points I could add, but these primarily are the ones I feel kind of worked for me. So the first slide we're gonna go through is consistency in terms of posting dates. So I used to post my content midnight. So I used to post my content during this time in my country, which is South Africa. So I used to post my content during this time because of the pandemic rules, because of the regulations, where so everyone had to be back home at a certain time. So there was a curfew. So everyone was back home during midnight. So posting during midnight made sense to me because everyone's back home. So, hey, everyone has free time. So it worked. And then the rules started getting more flexible. So people started having more things to do, for example, or like the curfew kind of changed. It went from 10 to 3 a.m. in the morning. So different regulations were released in my country. So I had to be flexible with that. So that's what happened. So I had to be really flexible. That's why I changed my time to 8 o'clock in the morning. Why 8 o'clock in the morning? Why in the morning? I feel 8 o'clock in the morning because primarily I post comedy. I do comedy. I feel everyone needs a laugh in the morning. Everyone needs to get cheered up in the morning. Everyone needs to be in a good mood in the morning. So in a good vibe. So I was like, okay, no, 8 a.m. I'll be there cup of coffee. You get, so it makes sense. It just makes sense watching comedy skits in the morning. So I got more viewership there, and it gave my video more time to gather views. So I could gather how much views I got, how much subscribers I gained within 24 hours. Now I had a much broader spectrum to actually work with. So that helped. So when I say consistency now, so when you finally get to that specific time you post at, the specific time or date you post your content, you must stay consistent to that. You must stay very consistent to that, because in that you learn you gain loyalty in terms of subscribers. The subscribers, they know at this specific time, this specific day, so and so is posting content. So and so will be posting so and so. And that's the importance of community posting. That we'll go to that though, at a later stage. But like, it's really important to gain that loyalty when you stay consistent. So when you don't post at that specific time, you lose that consistency. In a sense, you lose momentum, and when you lose that momentum, it's really, really hard to regain it, because there's a lot of YouTubers, there's a lot of content out there. So I wouldn't say it's you're easily replaceable, but then like when you lose momentum, your followers tend to, okay, now let me watch something different, or let me check this out, because he's not posting anymore, or he'll post some later stage, so you kind of lose momentum, which is really bad when you're not consistent. So that's the importance of being consistent in terms of posting dates and times. So we're moving on to the following important heading, which is the importance of collaborations. To collaborate is always to work with someone or an agency or a brand. It's very fruitful in most cases, because you gain knowledge, you gain a different way of thinking, you gain a different way of doing things, you gain people skills, because you work with a lot of people while collaborating. And most importantly, in YouTube, most times you gain following. How is this done? So when you collaborate with, let's say, a local YouTuber, let's say he has 10,000 subscribers, he's fairly known, and then you have 500 subscribers, and then you do a collaboration with this YouTuber, immediately you're gonna get a sense of relevance, because you're doing a video with this YouTuber. So in that sense, you gain subscribers. As I said, you gain a sense of relevance, a sense of credibility now in the industry. So more and more YouTubers are gonna want to collaborate with you, because you collaborated with that one specific YouTuber. Another example would be like, let's say a famous rapper collaborates with an upcoming rapper. Immediately that rapper gains traffic within a page, they gain subscribers, they gain following, just because they associated with a specific rapper. So in my in my in my experience with YouTube, I was fortunate enough to collaborate with a couple of brands and a couple of individuals. I first started to collaborate with local YouTubers, and then I worked my way up to brands. I first collaborated with a friend of mine. He was a content creator himself, and then we were actually shooting some content, and then I was like, hey, actually, you're really good at this. And then literally that's what happened. And then I started shooting, and then practicing the craft, and then I opened my own YouTube channel. And then from that, I started getting more collaborations because he was a well-known YouTuber at the time. So I literally, from there, I started my YouTube channel. So from that collaboration alone, so that's shows the importance of collaborations. And from that collaboration, I then went to collaborate with a spice company called Aromat. It's called Aromat, sorry. Aromats called me, and then they gave me a topic, and then I should take this topic and make a concept out of it. The topic was nomayini. The phrase rather was nomayini, which means anything. So this phrase was gathered along the concept of car park assistance. So when you go to the supermarket and then there's a guy there, he says, he shows you the parking, and then you go shop and you come back, he directs you out. So it was based on that concept. So it's based on that concept, that specific phrase. So, but then I took the phrase and then I changed the way people viewed those specific people, because they view those specific people as beggars, as poor people, or less fortunate. So I took that image and then I spun it with, they're actually rich people. They have mansions, they make a lot of money, but it's a very secret market. So literally, it's a really nice concept. You should check it out. There's a link right there. You should check it out. It's a really nice concept. I also worked with Lucky Star, which is a fish company, and OctaFX, which is a trading company. With all these collaborations, I've learned a couple of things, because I usually don't write my scripts. I usually go on set and shoot from the top. And then now, from when you work with brands, you have to have a script, because they have to actually look at your concept, and it has to make sense for it to be approved, even to be online. You have to look at your content, you have to look at your script, and okay, now this makes sense. Okay, no, now we can approve. Now you can post it. So that was a learning curve for me. Another one was learning how to edit, because I had to learn how to edit these videos I had to present to these brands. So I had to learn how to edit. Yeah. Another collaboration, and this is the one we're speaking about now, is YouTube. In order for you to be inside YouTube's program, you have to reach a certain milestone, which is 1,000 subscribers and I think 4,000 watch hours. And reaching these milestones, it's very important. For example, when you do these collaborations, it's very easy to reach these milestones because you get these well-known YouTubers, and then they boost your subscribers, which means they boost your watch hours, they boost your subscribers, so you get to the milestones quicker. But with YouTube, when you get to these milestones, you're welcome to the program, and then from there on, you receive your money or your revenue through ads. So through Google AdSense, that's how you receive your revenue through YouTube. For example, before a video plays, you can see an ad, and then through the video, another ad plays, and then so and so. So that's how you receive money. And then you also receive incentives through brand affiliation. That's when you actually, let's say, use an ornament, an object. Let's say you used a table from Amazon, and you bought this table from Amazon, and then you used it in the skit, and then you tag Amazon because you used it. You actually get an incentive for that. So that's how other YouTubers make money. So there's different ways of making money through YouTube, but through collaboration, you get collaborations where you're forced, or you have to bend your morals. And I always advise people not to do that. It doesn't matter how big the incentive is, doesn't matter how nice the contract looks. Never bend or go against your morals because of a certain incentive, or because you're getting money, because of collaboration, because of these brands. Brands sometimes take advantage of YouTubers. But so yeah, that's collaboration. Sorry about that. So but we hear in the importance of community posts now. With importance of community posts, it's just a normal post in the sense of text or pictures or link. So it's a form of you getting to know your subscribers, you getting to know who watches your content, what they want to see, what they dislike, what you should change, what they want to see often. So it's just you getting to know your subscribers, getting to know what they like and dislike. It's very important because you might be repeating something that they dislike, and you lose subscribers because of that. And it's like you could have just listened and went to the community post, looked at, okay, what do they dislike, what they actually like, and then you can change that and actually improve in that. So that's why it's very important. That's why it's very, very, very important with that. With that being said, content quality is very important too. What you post is very important. I once had a conversation with someone about what's important, what you see or what you hear. So, for example, you don't necessarily need a fancy camera. You don't necessarily need a camera. In some cases, phones do a perfect job, a fantastic job. There's really nice phones out there, and they really have nice cameras. So don't necessarily worry about that. What's important is what's in the post, the content. That's what's important. And yeah, just stay true to yourself, stay true to your content, and remember why you started YouTube. Remember why you're after what you're after. And have fun. Most importantly, have fun. And please subscribe. And yeah, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, now would be, now would be the time.
Thank you so much, Spesh, for your insight on how to gain YouTube followers. I know here at the Rec, we are looking to do the exact same thing and get an increase in followers, because right now we are only at like 2 followers. So, or not 2, excuse me, 200 followers compared to your 35,000.
Yeah, but like through patience and consistency, I'm sure you guys are gonna get there.
Yeah. We have a question in chat that says, what about channels that are more educational rather than entertainment? Oh, that works for us too, because we're more of like an education centric channel. How would you say that differs in like promoting it and just overall management of the channel? What would you do differently?
Okay. With educational channels, for example, in my I also study. I study public relations. So because of the pandemic, we were forced to do online classes. So we were all forced to be on our phones, be on the internet. So most lecturers actually started YouTube channels. And in the sense that they posted content through YouTube, and they posted the lectures through YouTube, the video, so the students can go there anytime. They can rewind, play, you know. So in terms of promoting that, I would certainly go for, as I said, collaborations, you know, in the sense that, let's say you guys, you collaborate with another university, for example, let's say, and those lecturers are there. And then because I would say they probably would have more following, or they'll probably have more students, or because they are bigger university, it's going to be likely more watched because they're more bigger brand than you guys. So there's gonna be more following, and there's gonna be more subscribers in terms of you guys. And as you post more videos, people are gonna start talking about it through word of mouth. Okay, now listen, if you missed the lecture today, go through YouTube. It's there. You know, people are gonna talk about it more. So I feel in terms of promotions, pretty much the same. I would use the same technique I'm using, which is going through Facebook, post the links, and go and use groups. There's educational groups on Facebook too. So go into those groups, post the link there on YouTube, you know, get more people knowing about it and make it more fun, you know, make it more fun. Yeah. So go into those groups, share it, and yeah, I would say, yeah. That's
definitely got to make it fun. Nobody wants to just watch educational videos all day long.
Yeah, make it more fun. Make it more fun. That's why go on Facebook, make more they say it's paid pages, you know. And you can actually invest in comedy, like get comedians to make it more, you know, get skit makers, you know, famous skit makers to make it more vibrant, more comedic. You know,
so add like actual entertainment to the video, so they're not just like pure education. Got it.
Yeah, because like, let's say when you're promoting it, make it more, you know, lively, you know, more live, you know.
Got it.
Yeah, let's make it more inviting. Because like, okay, there's books in the thumbnail. There's pens, you see it. So like, change that, make it more vibrant, you know.
Got it. Yep, I think that's good advice for all of us who are trying to get more viewers for our educational channels. Another question we had in chat was, what was the main reason you started your YouTube channel?
My main reason was because other than the pandemic, was because the entertainment industry is for me, it's because the entertainment industry is a very I would say relatively hard industry to enter in. So I felt like,
So just kind of,
Max, did you have something to say?
oh no, sorry about that.
Nope. Okay, he can keep going, Spesh. Sorry about that.
no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So like in the entertainment industry, so it was really hard to actually break. It's really hard to break through the entertainment industry because there's so many gatekeepers. They would say. So I went to this platform where you literally, it's your own platform. You come up with your own ideas to post in this platform. It serves as a channel. People watch it, and you actually do get paid in this channel. You get paid for your art. So I'm like, okay, this actually makes sense. I don't have to go through desperate measures to actually get to, I can actually have my own channel, have my own code of conduct in a way, build my own business. It's like an entrepreneurial way of going about things. So yeah, it just made more sense to me to actually build something
Yeah. So
than to work. Yeah, actually.
So you say YouTube is like the easiest like stepping stone to get into the entertainment business because you have basically control of everything rather than having to like go through like agencies or like starting from the bottom up. You could just get started on YouTube.
Yeah, there's literally people who take courses through YouTube, so people don't even have to go to universities, or people just learn skills through YouTube. There's many people. So I feel just YouTube is just a new era in a way, in terms of trying to innovate, the youth, and innovate just the world as a whole, So yeah.
I know some of the younger generation, they're called the YouTube generation because they grew up watching YouTube instead of traditional television or anything like that. It's just all YouTube, only YouTube.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
We had another question. We had another questions. Are playlists on YouTube helpful, or are they just a way for someone to organize their content for viewers? Like, are they helpful for you, or is it just mostly for the viewers?
I would say yes and no, same time. Okay, it's helpful when you really want to, as he said, was organized, right? Your work. It just makes sense. Okay, no, this is my series, and this is my short videos, and this is my podcast, and you don't just have that all mixed up there. It also helps when a viewer is paging through your channel, and let's say they're watching a series, they go to that series, say the name of that series is Lab Partners, right? And then they're gonna go through that file, the playlist, and then they see Lab Partners, and then there's episode 1, there's episode 2, there's episode 3, there's episode, and in some cases, when you don't have that, you'll be watching Lab Partners, your series, right? And then another video pops up instead of episode 2, and another, but no, in the sense that some people don't actually go through playlists, that's literally, some people don't actually go through playlists. Some people just search or get your video through a link most of the time, and then through that link, they browse through your page. And while browsing through your page, most of the time they don't look at your playlist, but it is neat. It does organize your content. When someone does look, it is neat. I would advise it. I would advise it. But yeah.
Oh, this is a really good question. Do you push your YouTube channel through like your other social media like Instagram, TikTok? I know you mentioned Facebook earlier, posting it on Facebook. But when you do it, do you try to push like the whole video, or do you just like cut a little snippet out of it and let people have like a little preview of it, or
Ooh.
do you push the whole video for them to watch right then and there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice question. I love that question. I do push my videos through other platforms. I push my videos through Instagram, Facebook. Um, I did have Twitter, but they keep on hacking me. I don't know why. And like they hack me when I always trend, and they hack me. So I stopped Twitter. So when I post it, this is how I post on Instagram. If you're familiar with Instagram. So on Instagram, I have more than 10,000 followers. So when you have than 10,000 followers, you have the swipe up button, right? So I make a thumbnail. A thumbnail is a cover art, right? An interesting thumbnail, right? We're going back to that educational one. Instead of putting pins, to take the pins out. So I make a thumbnail and cover art. It should look really actionable. So it should look like should be like someone opening their mouths like or something like that. Like very interesting, right? I take that, I put that picture on my story. A story is like a status, right? I put that on my story and then I swipe up, put a song in the background just to put some ambience. And then I put that swipe up button, which directs them straight to my YouTube channel, to the video, sorry. That's number one. Number two, I go to my wall now, my profile, right? I then post a straight feed, right? Which they call it feed. So I post that. There, I post a snippet of the video because it doesn't make sense for you to post everything and then you say, okay, go watch it there again. Like, why are they going there? they really watched it. So it doesn't really make sense for you to say, okay, no, guys, go watch it there again. So I'll put like a snippet, like it'll be like a cliffhanger or something. And then I say link in bio. Then I put my link and my bio on Instagram. That's how I post it on Instagram. And on Facebook, I take that thumbnail again. Thumbnail is very important. It, it tells you before you actually even viewing the video. So it's very important. Very important. Some people don't take it very seriously, but I really take it seriously. So I put that thumbnail and then straight on top, I put the link, which will direct them, show you to the video that's on Facebook. So yeah, that's what I do. It doesn't make sense you posting the whole video, but you can post the whole video later on that month. Just for like, okay, for Instagram people. Because some people, they stingy, they just stay on Instagram and then they don't go on YouTube. So you just post some content for them. That's if you want to do that. But don't post the whole thing on Instagram and then say go watch it there. It doesn't make sense.
I have a quick question, Steven. I hope that's okay. Let me just asking now. Spesh, first of all, thank you for doing this workshop. I was wondering, you said that consistency was very important. Would you say it's in terms of like the YouTube algorithm and promoting your videos to a broader audience? Would you say the consistency part is the most important in getting the algorithm to understand like when you post and when your audience engages?
Yeah.
Or is this kind of overanalyzing it?
Yeah. Like, as I said, like when you're consistent, as I said, you gain that loyalty. Like, okay, no, he's gonna post today. He's gonna post tomorrow. He's gonna post next week. He's gonna post. Just keep on posting. it's like I wouldn't say you're in their faces in a way. It's just like you're getting more easy to the eye. You get what I'm saying? The more consistent you are. So for example, I would say, okay, this is from South Africa. In South Africa, we like Coca-Cola more than Pepsi because it tastes pretty much the same. But because you're used to seeing Coca-Cola, you rather go for Coca-Cola because you're more used to the brand Coca-Cola. You're more used to seeing Coca-Cola. You get what I'm saying? Because it's been more advertised, it's been out there. So as I said, that in that sense, that consistency is very important in that sense, because when you're not that consistent, you lose relevance. You know, you lose a sense of relevance. You can have 35,000 subscribers, and you're not consistent for like 5 months. You used to hitting 10,000 views, let's say, in 2 days. You can literally come back from 10,000 views in 2 days to 1,000 view in 2 days because you're not consistent, because you're not relevant in that sense anymore. Because it, like social media, it moves really quickly. You know, it moves really fast. So, yeah, as I said, in that sense, you have to just be consistent. You know, you will gain more followers, like no doubt. You just have to be consistent.
Hey, Smash, I got a question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say relating, because we were talking about this earlier. You said that you saw like an increase when you started posting, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when you started posting at 8 a.m. because then people had all day to watch it, versus when you were posting at midnight. Some people might be watching it at midnight, but then the rest were like, it was just sitting there for 8 hours. Is that correct? Like you saw an increase when you moved to that 8 a.m. time because then it gave people the day to kind of watch it. I forget if that
Yeah,
was
the day. Yeah. And like it's more instant results because it's the daytime. You know what I'm saying? So during midnight, most people will be sleeping at the time, and like you won't get that much traction in your video because not a lot of people are watching it. So some people would say like you won't trend because of that time, that specific time frame, because no one is watching it. And then when they watch it, it's already, I wouldn't say lose touch in a way, but it's already like kind of lose flavor, you know, you get. So just posting at the early stage and like having instant results and constant results, it gives you a way of how it gives you like a diagram of how your followers and the peak hour of when they view more than the other time, because obviously people are sleeping, so it's not giving you really like direct reading. So yeah, so it gave me more time. Yeah.
Okay, Spence, I just had a question real quick. First of all, thank you for doing this presentation. This is super helpful information. But I guess, well, my question is, this might be hard to answer, and you can just answer the best you can. But overall, if there were to be one thing that you would point to, like I'm just looking at your profile, your YouTube videos right now, a couple of them have blown up, a couple of them have less views than others. Is there anything from your perspective that you'd be like, okay, this is why that one blew up? Or would you say how much of it is chance? How much of it is like, oh, when you put that out, you're like, oh, this is the one?
That's a really good question. Like you see, like I feel like, see, like an artist, right? Like I'll take a rapper, right? When you're in the studio or when you're writing a track, they go in the booth and like, yo, I feel this one is automatically this is a hit. I feel this one is a hit record. And then sometimes the artist would do an album, and then the song they didn't think would actually blow, it actually does really well. So I wouldn't say like there's a way, or there's an algorithm, or there's a way you would know. But sometimes there's a feeling you get, like there's sometimes you're like, nah, I feel this is really good content, you know. When I do comedic content, as I said, so if I really laugh really hard when I'm editing, I already know, oh, nah, this is really nice. This is a good one, you know. So yeah, but there's no specific. There really isn't. I won't. Yeah, I would be lying. I would be lying. There's no.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And then I had one more question based off of that. You were talking about consistency. And one of the things I think a lot of people struggle with when going into content creating, YouTube specifically, is
Yeah,
like
that is
it's a
true.
balance between I want to put out a bunch of content, but I don't want it to be shit. You know, like I don't want to put out trash just for the idea of continuing to put it out. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
how do you balance wanting to post on a weekly basis versus waiting for the video to be exactly what you want so that it fits your brand and so that it's the perfect video? Like, at what point do you have to just be like, I want to see how this does?
Yeah. So like first things first, as I said, whatever you do, you have to be really sure that you're doing it. Whenever content you're posting, you have to actually sit down and think properly about it, how you're gonna go about it, and like how it's gonna go, literally. That's first things first. You need to know what you're posting. You need to know how you're gonna post it. Right. Boom. Now, when you have a whole week, right? Whole week, there's different ways of coming up with content. It depends on what content you come up with. So this is what I do. If I feel like I don't, let's say like I'm coming up with really crappy content, that's what I do. I go outside, I take a walk, I look around. It's not that I'm looking for content like that. It just clicks to me that, oh, that is relevant now. Or, oh, I can mix that with that. And then immediately I go back to the house and shoot it because, as I said, you don't need a camera or fancy like equipment to shoot. You can just literally just shoot with your phone. Some people write. They go outside, they write, okay, nah, it's not working. They go out with friends even to get this content. With me, most of the time, I actually go out to like the rural area in our like in here, like the rural area. Most of the time, there's gents chilling at the shop, and I just sit there, literally just have conversations with them and gather content, literally like that. How are you gonna know that you producing crappy content? Is through those community posts. You know, when they told you that, okay, hey bro, I'm not feeling this one. You know, like you went that, but then it's very important not to lose yourself with that too. You know, there's gonna be a lot of critics, you know. That's why I said it's very important to know what you're gonna do, know what you're doing, so that when that does happen, it doesn't really shake you, just constructive criticism, you know, but it doesn't really change you, you know, completely to actually why you actually started YouTube, you know. So yeah, I hope I answered your question, bro.
Yeah, those are great answers. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bro.
There was a good question in chat earlier, kind of related to what Enzo was talking about and what Max was talking about the amount of times you're posting versus the content. And how long does it take for you to edit? And because it sounds like you mentioned it earlier that you edit your own videos. How long does it take for you to edit and make those videos? And do you have like a log of upcoming videos that you have just in case you don't have time to do any editing that week? Like, do you have just a backlog of stuff that you can like immediately push out that you already have prepared?
Yeah. Okay, so let me just show you this, right? This is what where I write my skits. So these are the skits I have. So I read them down already. So I haven't shot them. So okay, that's that. The reason I showed you, I'll tell you now later. Now. So with editing, I take through time. You get more quicker, you get more swifter, you know. So now I take roughly 2 hours, you know, depending on the video itself, how long the video is going to be, So I won't take 2 hours editing a 30-second video, So it depends on the length of the video. And then sorry, I didn't hear your other question.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
you said, do you have a, sorry, I
yeah,
got
do
you.
you have like a
Do you
do you
have
have like a
like a
collection of
backlog?
a backlog
Yeah,
of videos that you
yeah.
can just
This
upload in
this
case you're like really busy that week and don't have time to edit, or just like you're just like swamped that week and you're just like, I need to get a video out, but I don't have
Yeah,
time to edit. Like, do you just have anything
yeah,
prepared for that?
yeah. So I do sometimes, but I don't do that most of the time. I rather write them down, write the skits down. The reason I say that, um, I don't write the script. I write the idea, right? So the reason I do that, because when I shoot these things, and then the skits, right, and then I let them chill, let the content chill, and I want to post it next week. I feel I'll be better next week. You get what I'm saying? So when I view that video, it's like, I could have done better. I could have done better with this one. Because every day I feel you're trying to build yourself, trying to innovate yourself. So when you stack up too much content, it's fine to be like, okay, now listen, okay, I have a series coming up. You write down the series. You know how it's gonna go down, right? So you write down the series, you shoot episode 1, 2, 3. So that's fine. The relevance won't change or anything like that. And then from like take just a young break, then 4, 5, 6, so on and so on. Because you get more better and better and better. But then now when you just shoot everything from episode 1 to 10, and then when you watch it 2 months from now, or like 3 weeks from now, you're like, I could have done better in that episode. I could have done. Now you're reshooting episodes because you feel that you could have done better, So I'd rather write them down, just don't, so that you don't forget the idea, have ideas down, and then go out to shoot them. Then when you're gonna shoot them, so that it's more fresh, Yeah.
Thank you so much, Spesh. I think we have time for 1 or 2 more questions. Did anybody else have any questions they wanted to ask? You can go ahead and unmute yourself, ask any questions. Do you have any more questions, Lena? I think Lena wanted me to share our YouTube thumbnails, just an example of what it would be like. So we recently started designing our own thumbnails, but in the past we had a lot of videos that didn't have thumbnails, and as you can see, the difference between the videos without thumbnails, like these ones right here, and the videos with thumbnails, thumbnails are very important. They're like
Yeah.
like what Special was saying. We just wanted to add on to that. If you have a good thumbnail, people are way more likely to click on your video if you don't have a good thumbnail.
I just want to see people to see an example as he was talking about thumbnails, because I know if you haven't done a lot with YouTube yet, or whatever the case is, like you might not, but when he was referring to thumbnails and making sure those are quality, and then that can be something, as he mentioned, really to capture on other social media platforms. So you don't want just something kind of plain there.
Thank you, Talena, for being our 200th subscriber on the Rec Innovation Lab channel.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, if there's no more questions, I just wanted to end this with saying that I pasted a survey into chat so we can provide feedback to the Rec and to Spesh, so he can just get better, so we can get better, just learn about what we need to improve and anything in the future. Spesh, is there anything else that you wanted to leave us off with? Any last words?
To everyone, thank you for joining us. It was really fun. And yeah, the sky's the limit. if you really want something, go get it. And yeah, have fun. I always say that, have fun. Yeah, have fun.
Thank you so much for coming, Spesh. It was great hearing a
Thank you
presentation
for
from
having me.
from a celebrity. I think YouTubers are celebrities. I know some people don't think that, but I watch a lot of YouTube, so I think YouTubers are celebrities, and they might as well be now with the amount of people that follow
Thank
them
you,
and
man.
their fan base.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
everybody. Thank you, Spesh.
Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tanya Hertz, and I'm the director of the Regional Entrepreneurship Center, the Rec Innovation Lab at San Diego Miramar College. And I'd like to thank our partners at this time and give a special thanks to SDSU's Lavin Center, the SDSU Zip Launchpad. We'd like to thank the California Entrepreneurship Educators Conference. Also like to thank Harness, the Brink SBDC at USD, San Diego Unified Schools. We'd also like to thank School of Entrepreneurship and Technology, High Tech High, the Regional Advisory Committee, Alex Waters at the Jacobs Center, Connect All, 21 IQ Labs, Startup Quest, Productified. I'd like to thank Course Key and Tech Coast Angels. Thank you to Village Up, City Heights Development Corporation, San Diego Angel Conference, Startup San Diego, SBDC, Score San Diego, We Are Kingdom, New Media Rights, San Diego Tech Hub, Origin 63, Ambrosio 15, OmniSync, Optima Office, Proven Recruiting, Craft Leadership, GS&L Consulting. Thank you to all of our partners. We couldn't do what we do without you. Thank you.